That just sums you up, really. That's...
Hey.
You
Whatever.
can have a fucking competitive eating channel and you get flagged in the first video somehow.
Just as long as I can have some content to upload on that other fucking video, because I'm trying to look for the Kevin Nash video.
Kalence, I will give you content till you're blue in the arse, my friend.
Thank you. Because I need it for the uploads.
And I'll tell you, if you upload that Kevin Nash video, I'm deleting it immediately.
So hi everybody.
Hi everybody.
The inner workings of the D-Bag channel.
And it just seems like we
Matt, this is your channel. Fucking speak. You gotta.
We should have had this on the main channel, which was Total D-Bag.
No, let Matt have it. I don't mind.
No,
Give it to him.
Give him this. Live stream channel. This is a live stream.
Alright.
Let him, if it makes him
Plus
feel better.
Plus we've done other predictions.
Okay.
I just want to make it clear that I'm on this channel against my will. I didn't know we were going on this channel,
Well,
Liam just kind of goes.
Here now, bitch.
Yeah.
Liam just kind of goes.
That real Coughlin.
Liam.
Again, third time, Kalence, when Matt decides to stop talking.
Oh please, Liam. So you're not going to consider talking until Matt has stopped. This is like
Kalence was asking me a question. I was offering Kalence the chance to ask it again so I could hear it while Matt wasn't talking.
Yeah, but I mean, waiting for Matt or me, when we're in the same room, waiting for there to be a long enough period of silence for you to consider talking. It's like standing next to a volcano saying, "I'll jump in as soon as it, cools down a bit."
Liam's the polite one, though.
Question that I can't hear.
Liam's the polite one, though. He doesn't want to be rude.
I don't think he's polite. I think he's just so apathetic towards wrestling that that he just sits there in silence and he hates it and he just contributes enough to let us know he's still there.
The love in this room could power 1,000.
Listen, if we got on with each other, what would be the frigging point? If we wouldn't be entertaining in this?
What was your bloody question?
Oh no! I was honestly just gonna be like, Liam, introduce yourself since everyone is talking.
Yeah, Liam, let me call you by your name and let everyone know you're here, and then you can introduce yourself to everyone.
That's true. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking about.
We've had these channels for how many? 5, 6 months, and we're still waiting for Liam to introduce himself to people.
Despite the fact this is about the 6th video I've been in.
Yeah.
On this channel alone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's still only about 7 people, which is your average TNA house show, including staff and wrestlers. Is like
we get people.
We get people. Yeah, we get people. So did the Nazis.
Literally tens of people have been here at times. Tens.
So people go to fucking insane. People go to Insane Clown Posse concerts. It doesn't mean it's a good thing necessarily.
We've had 10 whole people.
Well, what's a good thing that one
have
time?
Nothing better to do.
How many people we got watching this? How many fucking losers are in this room? Let's be honest, it's going to be Dork Jam and 9 other people who probably are the same people.
They're all Dork Jam's alts.
It's all Dork Jam's. It's Dork Jam and his 9 sock accounts.
Exactly. They all talk to each other.
And probably Brett Keane lurking, waiting, and the ghost of Atheism Defended, waiting to fucking flag us.
Soon I will become Raoul.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
Raoul's final form.
Yeah. Raoul can go in the YouTube Hall of Fame.
You should do a CM Punk Undertaker kind of feud with Brett Keane over Raoul.
Oh God, can you imagine if? Can you imagine if Brett Keane died in the same year as Atheism Defended? It would be like, man, there's something. I sense positive things happening in the world. It's quite sad, isn't it? Literally, all the guy ever did was just troll me on the internet, and yet I really was. When I heard he was dead, I was like, it's like it sounds so petty.
Yeah,
do you know what? I should be like, commended for the fact that I haven't contacted his grieving family because he did bet me $50 that he would outlive me, and I have every right to contact his family and say, look, I know you're sad that this, that your granddad, who, let's be honest, you probably hated him more than me, right? He owes me $50. He probably hasn't put it in the will, but I've got a YouTube comment which is legally binding. I outlived him. Give me my money.
Time to pay up. Time to pay up, bitch.
Time to pay the piper.
Or $50 worth of something.
Yeah.
Here's the list.
Or in Mac's case, $50 worth of what is weed?
It says a lot.
Fuck that.
I don't want to sort of speak. Well, I do want to speak ill of the dead because who gives a fuck? He can't hear me anyway. But the fact I do think it's funny that I've noticed the significant lack of abusive, random abusive comments on a daily basis from all these random sock accounts on my channel in the last month.
Too.
And it says a lot that Vindicator never said he was not going to make a video about it. I'm like, no, you'll pimp out your dying 2-year-old niece with cancer to have a troll. You won't make a video about a nearly 70-year-old fucking old cunt who you were friends with on the basis that he didn't like me.
Hey, Vindicator is in grieving right now, man. Have some respect.
No, and one member of the anti-Coughlin Taliban is dead.
The anti-Coughlin Taliban. I like
he's dead.
Let's get into the actual.
Okay, wrestling. Let's stop talking about silly people on the internet.
Okay.
So, as always,
stuff.
I'm gonna read them off in the.
First of all, explain to everyone what we're doing. This is Extreme Rules predictions video.
Extreme Rules. It's in the title. Illiterate people are not watching our video call.
Just do it properly, Matt. Let's pretend. Let's not be Sean's views, where we deluded ourselves into thinking we are.
Oh my God! Did you see the vote of confidence?
Oh my God! This is fucking.
No, I don't watch it. Stop sending me links to that. I've told you.
Matt, just fucking introduce the goddamn video.
Alright, so we're doing the Extreme Rules picks and predictions.
Yeah.
There
and
we
can
go.
I just point out I'm winning the predictions table on the league table.
I have everything in front of me, so I'll run down the points again. Kalins and Liam have 10 points each. Coughlin's winning with 11, and I'm dead last.
I am the 1 point ahead. I am my client, Dick Coughlin.
There can only be one.
That was so great on Raw. Can I just say when he comes out and says, "Knock, knock, who's there? Mike. Mike who? My client, Brock Lesnar." Big conquer.
So you guys, one of you might want to talk a little more about Extreme Rules because it's one of the pay-per-views that was introduced after I stopped watching wrestling a lot, so I don't know what the themes and stuff of it is.
I kind of, when I started watching wrestling, because I had a period where I stopped watching. I sort of, after watching Kevin Nash be champion for a year in 1995, which is the dark ages of wrestling, right? It was, I sort of went off it a little bit because it was sort of it was Kevin Nash was the number one guy, so that sort of says it all. But when I sort of got back into it, Backlash was what this pay-per-view was after WrestleMania, and I sort of preferred that one. But Extreme Rules I've always liked. It's always tended to be a good pay-per-view.
So is there a theme to it?
Well, the theme is it's the matches tend to have sort of gimmicks to them that are geared to that it's either a hardcore, they have this things hardcore, or it's an I Quit match, or it's a last man stand, matches that tend to be
DQ, because that's what
matches that are geared towards being a bit more violent. I
think Sammy told me every match at the very least is no DQ.
Well, and that's not necessarily true because they do have some. I mean, it depends really. Generally, the matches that are important that mean something are, or they will have some. Generally, it's things like I Quit matches, or it's ladder matches or table matches, which you don't really have anymore. They tend to save them for the TLC, but it tends to be things the classic one. But it's also one where you can end up seeing stuff that's a little bit. It's not PG. For example, Lesnar versus John Cena is probably one of the most violent matches of the PG-13 era. Because John Cena properly fucked himself in that match.
I did like Backlash, going back to that. Cause I like the theme of that, where it's this this pay-per-view is just for the ramifications of
Well,
WrestleMania.
I think again this one. I think it's. I'm looking forward to. I wasn't sold on Daniel Bryan versus Kane, but I actually think it's been with as little as they've been able, little time as they've had, and with as considering how sort of on the surface it doesn't sound like a great. It's going to be a great match or one. They've actually done a good job, I think.
I'll be honest, there's more matches on Extreme Rules that I'm actively looking forward to than at Wrestle this year.
Like
WrestleMania. No, I disagree. Completely. There's 3 matches. Let's face it on this pay-per-view. This is a 3 match.
We'll get into them. So first up is the pre-show match.
Can we just say the WLC match? Let's pretend that doesn't exist because
we have to do it. We have to do a pick. And by the way, whoever came up with the name WLC, I really hope they burn to death.
Is there actually going to be ladders and chairs in this match, or is it just a terrible pun? Is it going to be urinating on your opponent from the top of a ladder?
Here's what I told Liam earlier. I was like, they can't use tables because they're too fucking small.
No, they used those plastic ones that they used when it was Edge and Christian made fun of the Hardys and the Dudleys. And I can
see them getting one of those small ladders and El Torito doing something off one of those smaller ladders they have, but I mean it's Hornswoggle.
He goes first in someone's ball sack. I can see that.
I mean, when you thought 3MB couldn't get any stupider as a gimmick, they get Hornswoggle. And let's face it, Hornswoggle. But Hornswoggle, let's not forget, was officially a member of DX.
Well, here's the sad thing. The reason they're doing this is because it's kind of like with Batista. Hornswoggle has a movie coming out soon. He's going to be in the WWF-produced Leprechaun reboot.
Yeah.
So that's literally the only... They were like, okay, we need
Shouldn't they have cast Daniel Bryan in that just to really fucking rub it into him?
Dude, Daniel Bryan would have been a great creepy leprechaun.
He'd have been a great leprechaun.
It's like, I have drained you of your height so that I can one day become normal.
Why don't they Sheamus in it and just shrink him down? Have him it would be so much better,
It's okay, I have El Torito winning here.
Yeah, I do as well. Put me down for El Torino. But let's be honest. Let's just hope this match, it's on the pre-show, but this is really an embarrassment. This is, it's not the worst thing. It's Russo-esque, isn't it?
The reason why I don't have that much of an issue with it is because wrestling in general does stupid gimmick shit like this. So,
yeah. It would be nice to see, because I remember when there were more midgets in wrestling. And they were always good. There was a guy called Max Mini, I always remember, was one of the most famous one. All he ever did was Hurricane Ranas. He was literally about 3 inches.
He did arm drag.
Yeah, arm drag and Hurricane Rana, because he was literally about 18 inches tall. It was so fucking funny watching him fling around in that. But,
that's why I like El Torito.
I'm gonna go with the dark horse in this match and go with Hornswoggle.
The dark horse.
Isn't it more of like a dark pony?
Yeah.
Or dark horse droppings. More like dark horse droppings at this point. But,
what's that breed of fucking Shetland pony? Yeah, the Shetland. Yeah.
So, Leo, who do you got in this disgrace wrestling?
Yes.
El Tortilla.
Yeah.
Good one.
Can I congratulate Heath Slater for getting a clean win on Raw? Because the last person he pinned clean on Raw was Doink the Clown, who's been dead for over a year. That's how fucking impressive.
I would call it
Slater's going to Slate.
Okay, so the main reason why I'm going with the Hornswoggle is because of the movie. Really, that's basically it.
Isn't that sad, isn't it? Right? The only way you can get this guy. So fair play to Hornswoggle. When people talk about Cena not putting over talent, look at Hornswoggle. He's got the midget fucking wrestling industry sewn up. He's
just oppressing them at this point, really.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's worse than the Samoans.
Okay. So next up is Big E and Bad News Barrett for the
Come
IC
on.
Championship.
Come on, it's got to be Bad News Barrett. He just, you know,
Bad News Barrett is on, like, right now, he's over. People like him. I can easily see him taking it.
The
and
main reason
if they finally want to make the IC belt even slightly fucking relevant, they have to put it on Barrett because Big E's done nothing. All they've done is build
to be
Barrett.
fair, Big E has tried.
Yeah.
I'll
But they-
at least give Big E
If they
that.
gave them a match once in a while, it would help, wouldn't it? I mean, if they put him on the card defending, you know. Yeah.
So it's not like it's not Big E's fault. It's
Yeah. No,
like
no,
there's
it's
been
not.
unlike a lot of past IC champions who did not give a shit about the belt. He at least it comes off like he cares about it.
But this is the annoying thing. It's not rocket science. It's like if you've got someone who's got a championship belt, you have to just have them defend it and win.
Pretty
That's
much.
it. What you don't do is keep putting them in matches where the belt does not come into play, like it's no non-title or it's where they always lose. I mean, the Money in the Bank. I can understand why they have guys lose a lot when they've got Money in the Bank because it makes you believe, it makes you sort of disbelieve that they're going to win. You know, when they cash in. But with a belt, it's just like why is it surprising that? Look at Dean Ambrose. You know, it's like he's defended the title like 6 times in a year.
Not only that, but like they don't really do any storyline stuff with Big E. So he's just in these like meaningless matches that you don't care about. Like a storyline will at least give people like a reason to care because it'll make him an interesting character. But right now he's not in anything. He's just Big E.
Dean Ambrose doesn't need the title because he's got a much more relevant role at the moment as part of the Shield going up against Triple H.
Yeah,
Here's a fun fact about Dean Ambrose. Yes, last night on Raw.
He's got the longest reigning thing, isn't he? Yeah,
he's longest reigning in WWE.
He's going to lose it, I think. He's going to lose it at main event or SmackDown, is it? He's obviously going to lose it, I think, because they're putting him in.
I think main event would probably be a better thing.
Yeah. Just give it away anyway. I mean, just get rid of it. I mean, if he just turned up not wearing it, and you would notice.
The main reason I'm like Barrett's gonna win is because I'm like all the titles are faces. Faces have all the titles, so it's like they need to give at least one fucking title.
But we all know Vince loves Barrett because if he didn't, he wouldn't keep. This is the 5th time. This is the 5th gimmick reboot that Barrett's had, and you think how crazy that is when how long he's been in.
I love his cape thing.
Yeah. And so, like, they like him. He's done, they've been pushing him to the. How long did he have to do that Bad News Barrett gimmick without wrestling before people finally started? So I think there's no way they're not going to give it to him. Personally, I think the best thing to do with the IC title is at Money in the Bank, have a mid-card Money in the Bank match, but for the IC title, not for a briefcase. Just have the title. It's like a 6-man ladder match. And that would actually make it.
Ooh, that would be a good idea. Like maybe have, like 3.
Wait, Matt, I just got a request from Rob. You're blind and you're a sad, sad drug addict. And a loser.
Those are just facts that we've all know. I mean, that's like. That's on his curriculum. That's on his resume when he applies for jobs. That's his top 2.
You're a sad little man. Wallow in your own depression and failure as a human being. There you go. That is for Rob.
That's why he did that. That's why he's a drug addict.
Yeah, like Rob's not telling me anything I don't already know.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rob,
Matt's doing the sort of version of religious people are delusional and live in a fantasy world, but so do drug addicts. But drug addicts have more fun.
So, anyways, Kalins and Liam, who do you have here?
Who do you think?
Liam is Bad News Barrett. I mean, Liam is the single most miserable and foreboding fucking human being in wrestling I've ever met. He is.
Like the thing about Liam and myself.
In full Bad News Barrett style, but there's no real point because you all know that it's Bad News Barrett.
The thing about Liam is that, like, he and I have very different opinions about wrestling, but I understand why Liam
That's a
feels
good
a
thing,
lot of...
Kalins.
Oh,
don't become him. Don't turn into this, man.
I understand why Liam has the opinions he does. Like, I get the whole storytelling and shit.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, be an apologist for his evil ways.
I have to be the fucking mediator of this, like, circus
yes,
anyway,
but Caleb,
right?
me and you have to stop each other from falling to becoming either one of these two. This is the thing.
You know what's funny?
This is our job, you know. We need these two to remind us of what we don't want to become in life. You know, it's like.
It's funny. Coughlin, with his beard in it, he's starting to look like Torgo from Sands of Fate.
My beard is officially longer than Daniel Bryan's. It is now officially longer, and it's. I'm now going to grow out the rest of it. I've decided I'm going to keep the rest of it growing because I just want to go.
You can now qualify to fuck someone like Brie Bella now.
I could now get a job as a 1970s German porn star, a Morris dancer, or a sort of open university, a TV science teacher. I know.
Well, women seem to, Daniel Bryan has Brie Bella, so I imagine you can get something like
Daniel
that.
Bryan is a little bit, I mean, I know that first of all, Brie Bella seems like the sort of person who, likes someone because of their personality, unlike Nikki Bella, who seems a little bit of a fucking, a needy and sort of, she's with John Cena. She made the right decision. Brie Bella was going out with Daniel Bryan when he was nobody, when everything was going.
So, Caleb, who do you have for this match? Getting this shit back on topic.
I mean, like, what makes anyone
the white aliens? The white guy's gonna win.
I know, like. Wade Barrett is going to win because there's no reason for Big E to win, really. I mean, there's not, like, he's not in any meaningful feuds, and he gets pops, though. That's the thing. Yeah. People do like him. It's just that he's.
Well, he doesn't need the belt, really.
Yeah. They need to also they need to have Bad News Barrett against Adam Rose, because then it would be Rose versus Wade, and the fucking obvious just punch you can play along with that. It's just.
They also need to reinvent Big E, in my opinion. Like, give him something to do.
Yeah.
Like,
I told you, have him as, because of his ring attire, it makes sense to just have him versus Ryback and have Ryback versus Ryback, and then you've got something immediately.
So
have him go full Carlton Banks gimmick or something like that.
Ryback.
Next up is Bray Wyatt.
Don't deny Ryback was not great when he did commentary a couple of weeks ago. He was funny.
Next up is Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. Steel cage.
I don't know. I actually think there's more that they're going to carry this on. I think this feud's got a lot more, got at least another maybe pay-per-view and another match in it. To me, I don't see. Because if you have Cena win, what do you do after that? What do you do with where does Cena go? Where I think it makes sense, as I think it just makes sense to have Bray Wyatt win this and then they carry it on, because it seems like they're going somewhere with this, and this feud's getting better the longer it goes on.
I would like to say, and I don't know if a lot of people will agree with me, I would kind of like to see the role sort of reverse and have Cena become this sort of maniacal type of character who strikes fear into Bray's heart. That would be interesting to me.
Yeah.
That would be like an interesting
I actually have Cena to win here. But
I honestly can't see Cena doing it, but to me it's just... honestly, it's one of those ones you could pick either one, and I think it makes sense, and I could believe it could happen. But to me, it's like I think they're going to put this out another, because Bray Wyatt's just on a roll.
I don't think they're going to end it here, because I think you're going to see this is going to be the match where they teased it with WrestleMania. This is going to be the match where John Cena goes, quote unquote.
He's going to start going, but he's going to. I think at the end of it, he's going to still be John Cena. You can't just. They're not. I know everyone is desperate to see the day that he does the whole sort of thing, and he's not. I mean, the thing is, what people don't get with John Cena is that the heel turn. John Cena is already a heel, because amongst the sort of so-called, hardcore wrestling fans, everyone hates him, right? He's got that, he's got that weird dynamic where he plays a face and he acts like a face, but everyone still hates him. And if he turns heel, all the marks will suddenly like him. and all the fucking kids. I mean, you can't have him visiting like all these crippled kids saying "fuck you" all of a sudden. He's like,
crippled kid.
Yeah, all those fucking and it's quite funny. Bray Wyatt just came out there and it's like, I bet all of those kids were Make-A-Wish kids, and he's just shattered Cena's record with 400 Make-A-Wish in one go. You know, that's all these kids come out, and that was such a great piece to do. The way they did that, it was so. And the fact that they're putting that much stock and effort into Bray Wyatt says to me that this has got a lot longer in it, you know. And it's keeping Cena out of the title picture, which is something I think everyone wants to see. So I think I'm going to go for Bray Wyatt.
It's okay, Liam. Thoughts?
More than likely they'll go with, I think they'll go with Bray Wyatt, considering how they're actually marketing him currently. I think they'll kind of do it like Bray, then Cena. I think they're going to have like this dynamic where they have one get the upper hand on the other.
Yeah. What's the pay-per-view after Extreme Rules? It's something like, it's just like Payback or Battleground, isn't it? Because I'm saying if it was a gimmick one, you could have, like, there could be a gimmick match in it.
Battleground's one of their fall ones.
Yeah. Battleground's one of the ones that, like, you never get. Yeah, Payback, right.
Rye Black!
So, William, who do you got here?
I don't think Ryback just looks like Steve Wilkos from the Jerry Springer Show. I'm just putting that out there.
He does! That's what happened to Steve after his show bombed.
Yeah.
Nice,
became Ryback. That's how bad things went for him.
So, Paige and Tamina Snuka for the Divas belt.
Paige.
Oh,
God. Paige.
Yeah, they're not going to sort of bury Paige after.
I don't even think we've really seen Tamina wrestle either.
Yeah. But also, it's just her dad murdered a prostitute, so you should pay for that.
So, Liam, are we making this a sweep? Do you got Paige too? Or are you going for the wild card pick here?
Well, I closed my eyes, spun my finger, and it picked Paige, so we'll go for her.
Alright, so next one up, Evolution versus The Shield.
Oh god, I'm struggling with this one. I really am.
Evolution!
I loved Ron Flair last night. You could see Triple H going, "Rick, you drunk twat, just get on. We're going to overrun."
So my pick here, it took me a while, but I was like, I think Evolution is going to get the win here, and this is going to be the start of the breakup of the Shield, and it's going to be like they're gloating. They're like each of them are gloating. Like, we broke up the Shield, but then like Shield's like, we're stronger individually than we were together. Fuck you.
Thing is, though, what happens after that? I mean, because the thing is, Batista, I think, isn't going to go away. He's just not going to be around as much. He's not going to be doing things like house shows and SmackDown. He's going to be on Raw still.
That's who.
But,
okay, you might disagree with me on this. Batista's who I'd give the US belt too.
Well, poor fucker, isn't it bad? Hasn't he had enough fucking bad luck since he's gone back to that place? Yeah, Batista, we were going to have you win the Royal Rumble, then go to WrestleMania, a main event, and like within a month, you're now the US champion.
So, this is how I would do it. Like, each of the members of the Shield spins off and has a feud with the members of Evolution individually. So,
that's the
Dean
thing,
Ambrose,
Batista, like, you got to remember,
Seth Rollins, Randy.
You see, I'd rather see the Shield go over, but at the same time, it's like you got to remember, all of Evolution lost at WrestleMania, and you've still got to look at having a match against Triple H as kind of like a special thing, because it doesn't happen that often. So if he keeps losing, you know, and I can see Flair coming down drunk and accidentally, you know, hitting one of them.
Accidentally bumping into one of them.
Yeah. Flair comes out and goes, "Woo!"
I didn't mean to hit you! I didn't mean to hit you, Dean Ambrose, please!
He wasn't even supposed to come out last night. He's like, I reckon he just was meant to come out at another point, and like he probably wasn't even meant to put the Shield over. He probably just forgot which one. He's like, which one of you guys was I hanging around with? Where he is? I don't remember. Woo! The great thing about Ric Flair is when he's drunk, he sounds as incoherent as he does sober. He's like doing that thing where like he's giving up on He's just given up on vowels when he's been going, woo! It's like Sliced alone.
So Liam, you have any thoughts on this match?
I think Evolution will win, and this will go on till SummerSlam.
Will this be the main event though of the because there's an argument that this could be the last match.
Well,
I think that will affect it. I think that will make it.
Right now, the last match on my list, I'm like, there's no way that this is the last match.
Well, Matt's saying it, so there's a good chance it will be. I mean, this is.
Yeah, but has Matt heard from people?
Oh, Matt. What do they say, Matt? What have you heard on the forum? What has Sean's views been saying on this, Matt? Because clearly,
Matt has inside sources.
I'd take Glenn Beck's word on anything over Sean's views entertainment. Right? I would believe David Duke. Over you could give me the worst fucking human being alive for reliability and being right, and I will take their word over Sean's views on anything.
But okay, here, get back on this. Who do you two have? Caelynx and Coughlin. Which one
Shield.
of you?
I'm going for Shield.
Alright.
Evolution, because I think they're gonna have Evolution go over. The reason why is because it seems like they're trying to build up Evolution, and this is the best way to make them actually intimidating and not a joke.
Alright. I think next match will be another clean sweep. Daniel Bryan's versus Kane in an Extreme Rules match for the belt.
Yeah, but Bryan's going to win. But I think this will be a better match than people are expecting, and I think I'm actually looking forward to seeing the video package build up, because I think they're going to really sort of go back to when they were Team Hell No and stuff like that. So I think Kane's obviously not going to be champion, because that would be stupid. But I think this will be a good match, and I think Daniel Bryan wins, eventually.
All right. Okay, let's leave. I Daniel Bryan, if it's not obvious, because why would they?
Also, this is a good reason. This is a good argument for the Shield beating Evolution, because logically, Daniel Bryan did say that Daniel Bryan's got to face Randy Orton and Batista. They have got rematches for the title. So I think after Kane, you can't have Kane against for the title twice. I think you've got to have. Unless Kane gets in some sort of if I beat you, you have to quit sort of thing, speak.
Go ahead, Matt.
Nah,
Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, well, I got Daniel Bryan there. I'm like, you go ahead, Caelynx and Liam.
Who do you think?
Right. Put him down. Put him down for Kane, just for being a fucking belligerent and not answering, and then you can't go.
Daniel Bryan seems like the most logical choice, though. It really does.
Brie Bella's gonna start dating Kane, and then
No, CM Punk's gonna come in and win.
Yeah, and then we end up with fucking basically the AJ Lee, CM Punk, Kane, Daniel Bryan thing that we had 2 years ago, but with Brie Bella.
So okay, next up. Alexander Rusev versus Xavier Woods.
Look, don't even finish the sentence. Rusev's going to win. Move on.
I have Xavier Woods R-Truth.
That's because you're a twat, Matt, and you're trying to be funny and clever over being right. Because that's why you're what's wrong with America.
What's wrong with America?
No, here's the thing. I need to pull out ahead of you guys, so I need to pick a wild card or two on the off chance
they pick a logical one. Don't pick a guy who they're clearly pushing. If you've got two baby faces in a handicap match against a guy who they're clearly doing the sort of Ryback Brodus Clay thing with, it's obviously not going to have Rusev lose to those two fucking, demented moon crickets in the fucking in this match. It shouldn't even be on a house show dark match before.
That's how bad this match is.
Or a Ring of Honor show. This should not be on any fucking event.
Oh, fuck you. I'm going with fucking Xavier Woods and R-Truth.
Good. I'm glad.
That's why you laughed, Matt.
Yeah. But he'll have his pride.
Never give up.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt, never give up. The guy who's quit YouTube more times than fucking
Here's my justification. Here's my justification for this shit. Okay, here's my justification for this pick. Nobody thought Brock Lesnar was going to beat The Undertaker.
Oh, because this is oh yeah, let's do this. So basically, Matt, anytime there is an obvious outcome for a match that is clear. Look, are you seriously comparing Alexander Rusev versus Xavier Woods and R-Truth? Are you seriously comparing that to the sort of level of majesty that was connected to Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker? And you think there's going to be there's going to be some black guy at the front row when Rusev loses? I actually would be more.
Yes, I am.
I would be more off. I'd be like, you know what? I can handle Lesnar fucking beating The Undertaker because Undertaker is old and crippled and fucker, and he needs to fucking. He needs to sort of stop. But Rusev is at the start of his career. This is not a streak that's like... He's not Andre the Giant, right? He's not like the fabulous Moolah who was Women's Champion for 30 years. It's like he's been... Beaten who? He's beaten...
When I get the point, you guys are like, well, what
Matt,
happened?
if you're right on this, you get to have 5 points.
There you go, you get 5 points, 5 more points.
If you're wrong, you lose 2 as a punishment for being a twat.
No, fuck, if you're wrong, you lose 3. Fuck that shit. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but he doesn't gain any for the whole show and loses 3.
Yes.
That's
how we're giving you fair odds. This is Vegas odds. This is fair. This is what they would give you. Right? If you went to a bookies and said I'm betting money on Rusev, it's like you deserve to be shot if he wins, because this is stupid. And Matt, here's the thing about The Undertaker and Lesnar. The reason it was shocking is because things like that happen once every 10 years. So when they're not going to do this. Russo has left. This is not TNA where they have a major blockbuster, shocking surprise swerve every 4.5 fucking minutes because they've got the ADHD wrestling fans watching who need their.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm still picking fucking Xavier Woods.
Good. I hope you're right. I will make. You can write a fucking apology that I will read out on my channel if you're right about this. Right?
Alright, so last...
Naked. I'll do it naked. On YouPorn.
Last is Jack Swagger versus Rob Van Dam versus Cesaro.
Oh, We the People versus... Oh, God. Yeah, it makes sense, Cesaro, doesn't it? I mean, Swagger and Varvidi will be too stoned to fucking compete. They'll just be too hammered. And
this
Cesaro.
Is why I need to pick a fucking wild card.
Yeah, but you see, Cesaro is obvious in this one because Swagger's still in the doghouse for getting busted with drugs when he was in the middle of a title push, and RVD is RVD. He's only here for 90 days, so he doesn't have to win. He's Rob Van Dam, So
Rob Van Dam.
Hashtag my client Cesaro won the inaugural Andre the Giant Battle Royale.
You know, fuck it too. I'm picking Tamina Snuka. I'm going.
Oh God.
Tamina Snuka.
You're such a typical. It's a good job you have no money because you're one of these typical gamblers who wins once every 5 years. And you're it's such a rush when you win because you've lost all the time. You always put on, I want to go 36 red. There's no 36 red. Exactly.
Look, I'm going totally crazy here. I'm not betting against Daniel Bryan and fucking
Wade. I want to put all my money on Sad Ken, the 3-legged blind horse that's running.
I want to walk on the wild side.
I want to put my money on soon to be Super Glue in the 33 in the next race.
But you're laughing now, but just wait.
Yes, I am. I am laughing, and I will continue to laugh. And
wait until I have more points.
Yeah, wait until you're on negative 50 by the time fucking Survivor Series comes around. And we just push this to the point where you're like, right, Matt, you get 1,000,000 points.
Right,
if you get this one right.
For Xavier Woods okay, I think this is even more fair. It's like Jeopardy. So
really,
if I lose, I get 9 points. If I lose, I have no points left. But if I win, I get double however many points I have at the
end. We should have this when you pick what is agreed amongst us to be a completely and utterly retarded fucking result. You know, when you pick the dumbest result ever, like you think Mae Young's ghost is going to win the Divas title, something that stupid, right? Then the rest of us get to, you know, sort of impose some sort of, you know, fine. You know, and reward. You know, very good reward, but you know, ultimately huge punishment. You know, if you are right or wrong on this one. Yeah. I reckon the Undertaker's gonna invent time travel, and they're gonna go back in time and interfere in the match when Brock Lesnar beat him, and then the streak gets free.
The Undertaker is going to return is going to become a manager of Team Hell No. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I see that happening.
Triple H's nose is going to become a superstar, and like
he's gonna be like, "I've come back, brother."
If you manage to predict one really fucking dumb thing that's going to happen that no one would have seen coming, right? But I'm not going for it in this one because they've just had WrestleMania, which was full of shocks and enough sort of heroin. It was filled with enough catnip for the smart. So this one they're going to keep it pretty fucking basic, I think. It's going to be a good pay-per-view, but it's not going to be anything majorly shocking.
What do you think, Matt?
Dixie Carter's going to come down in a beard and
then she's going to push Daniel Bryan into a
she's going to interfere in the Evolution match. And,
no, I got a better idea. A midget version of Dixie Carter comes out in a beard and interferes.
Pixie Carter. Pixie Carter.
Pixie Carter. That's awesome.
She comes out and pushes like fucking El Torito into like a little table.
I'm amazed they haven't done the obvious porn version, which is Dixie Carter, right?
Welcome to Dixieland.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fucking pornographic at all. It's a Dixieland match. Great.
You know what's fucked up? Like, if you look at the current pictures of Sarah Palin, like she said. Yeah. She said some stupid shit recently.
The thing is, though, if Palin took over TNA for a month without you knowing, do you think she could do anywhere near a worse job?
No.
Then, no.
She did.
Nobody could do a worse job.
No. You know that thing about infinite monkeys on infinite typewriters cannot write a script fucking as bad as TNA.
Like, fuck that. It would be more like... if you threw fucking monkey shit at typewriters.
Yeah. If I filled my arsehole with ink, stood on a table and shat it out onto a piece of paper, it would accidentally write a script better than anything you've seen on TNA. When was that? Give me one TNA original storyline they've done that wasn't a blatant rip-off of something.
Going to the Amazon and kidnapping...
I don't know. Is the beautiful people like that? Would you say that's a ripoff?
That's a gimmick, though, isn't it? I mean, it's just I'm talking about a really sort of good storyline or a good,
going to the Amazon and kidnapping an entire tribe of indigenous people who've never had any contact with
the Fenobian people of Outer Mongolia, who have never even heard of electricity and would shit themselves if you showed them a gramophone, would be able to accidentally use coconuts to write a script better than this fucking garbage.
TNA is the worst. That's why it's like no matter how bad Extreme Rules is, which it doesn't.
Isn't it? In a way, don't you respect the TNA creative team for thinking you get paid for literally being the worst people? It's like I almost respect. It's like when people say, "How can you do comedy? You're not funny." I'm like, that's how good I am. I'm dreadful, and yet somehow, despite having no talent, I've managed to do this for a consistent. It's like I almost admire. It's like Dane Cook. It's like I admire the fact that he's managed to succeed without any discernible skill or ability whatsoever. So,
Isn't he the guy who's like, I would put an atheist in a shredder and turn him into a Bible or something like that?
Well, no, in all fairness, all Dane Cook did was just a joke about an atheist who got shitty with him because he said "God bless you" after he sneezed. An atheist acted like this was the worst thing ever. Like no comedian's done a joke about Christians being stupid. It's like if atheists can't take Christians or religious people doing jokes about them, considering how many comedians are there that take the piss out of religion?
I don't really have an issue with that. I just thought it really wasn't funny. It was just...
No, it's not funny. I'm not saying it's funny, but it's just a joke. And in the context of it, the story was he's in the toilet with a guy, and the guy sneezed, and he said, "God bless you," just like you do out of politeness. And this guy went, "I'm an atheist, man." So, and I'm like, yeah, that's if a guy is that much of a prick about being an atheist, it's like I don't fucking care. But it's Dane Cook. Who cares what he? I've just seen. And there's that other guy who everyone's been making videos about. I'm like, who is this fucker? I don't care. It's like I don't care who this fucking arsehole is.
I agree.
Okay, so
anyway, back to wrestling.
I think we've covered everything, really.
We've covered everything, and I think this is obviously going to be another victory for Team Kofno.
Kofno, I like that.
Yeah.
No. This is going to be a win for the Napalmites.
The Napalm. That doesn't even sound right.
Liam in the back door crew. I like that.
The Napalmic fundamentalists. You should be.
Would you say my choice of fan name is Napalm?
No, it should be Napalminators or the Napalmists or the Napamela Ding Dongs. Yeah.
The Napalmanites.
You are the bad news bastards.
I like that. The bad news bastards. I like that.
Yeah, we are the wrong news Napalm. The wrong news nation.
Also,
that's my fan's name.
Rob has asked me another question. He said, "You're a pussy who cried at Jurassic Park as well, Matt."
Yeah. I mean, Matt cries at literally things that most people just watch as they happen. Matt cries at Mick Foley's winning the title still. Even Mick Foley doesn't cry at that. There are things in wrestling that I cry. See, whenever I watch the Owen Hart Tribute Raw, I cry but I cry because all the wrestlers are crying, and there's something about watching. There's something about watching these guys who play these big macho cartoon characters break down and blub that makes me go a big wobbly one. But I don't sit there and go, but when Ultimate Warrior died, I was like, none of these people actually gay. Most of these people really don't. If they wished that they could never have to fucking know what a prick the Ultimate Warrior was. If he died in after WrestleMania 10, then it would have been a lot better. Other than having to go around doing his queering, don't make the world work shit, and
I cried when he died because queering really didn't make the world work.
Place to wrap this up.
It'd be funny if science just the Onion should have run a breaking news: queering actually does make the world work.
Right when he died too, that would have been fucking hilarious.
So do you guys have any final?
If he'd done a bit more queering, maybe he'd have lived longer.
1 second. What did you say, Liam?
Hopefully, one of his kids comes out as gay.
That would be awesome.
All of them.
All of them are like gay incest porn or something.
Now this is the point. This is the point when Bubba the Love Sponge releases his gay porno of Hogan and fucking Warrior.
So final?
Wait, hold on for 1 second. This is weird, but like Matt, Darth and I tried to track down the full version of the Hulk Hogan porno.
Why? No one
wanted to fucking see it, but apparently, like, Hogan has the FBI shutting websites down.
For everything the FBI people talk about, fucking ban this. I don't want to don't ban Serbian film. That's fake. or Human Centipede. This is real horrific shit here. This is a 65-year-old man in a fucking thong, banging someone else's wife. I don't need to see this.
And Bubba the Love Sponge is just sitting there, like, recording the whole thing. It's fucking creepy.
Isn't that just, imagine that, your name is Bubba the Love Sponge, and you're filming, It's an honour for you to let Hogan bang your wife. I mean, there's being a mark, and then there's being a mark, isn't it? It was like...
What did you say, Liam?
It wasn't like holding the camera, it was a hidden camera.
Oh, really? I thought
he knew about it. He knew about it. It was like, he popped out for the afternoon, did some shopping or whatever.
I thought he was filming it, actually.
He was, but...
I heard he was filming it, or at least he was in the room.
That's why Hogan...
No, he's in the room, because I've seen it. He comes in the room after she's done fucking him.
The reason is, you can tell it wasn't actually he wasn't holding the camera, because it would have ended up looking like one of those TNA, like, fucking, behind the set. They would have had the camera joggling over like NYPD Blue or whatever.
This is like one of those shitty backstage segments.
Yeah, they could cut to anything, and you'd fucking, you wouldn't. It still would make as much coherent sense. That fucking show. It's like it's like listening to Alex Jones. You can just skip randomly to any part of an Alex Jones video, and it still sounds as sensible as if you listen to him speak in one fucking sentence. But it's just, I just love how nothing makes any sense. It's like it can't do one show without something going, like you going, why, what? Huh? Like Ken Anderson going to a guy's home and finding he lives in his mum's basement. I'm like, given TNA's fucking problems at the moment with getting an audience, I believe that that's actually true. Right? He probably does live in his mum's basement because they're not paying him.
Okay, wait, let's wrap this up because I want at least one of our prediction videos to come in under an hour.
Wait, hold on. AJ,
look at Matt being all concise. This is your channel now.
AJ Styles, does anyone ever see him doing anything that doesn't involve hurting?
Can I just say about AJ Styles? Fuck AJ Styles. He's killed more fucking people than fucking heroin killed Vietnam vets. Jesus Christ! People worry about wrestlers dying from drugs. They should worry. More wrestlers have died from AJ Styles this year than than they have from.
He had such potential to go places, though.
Yeah, but I think he's 36, 37 years old. So he's not got much.
It's so rare to the old folks' home.
Before he became like an old man that kills other people in the ring.
Those shitty schools you have in those films where Samuel L. Jackson's a teacher in some place where like the mortality rate of the students is like. It is like literally if you live past two grades, you've succeeded and you get a diploma. It's like being the top of that school is like still a million miles away from being the bottom of an Ivy League Harvard school. You know what I mean? It's like, graduating from Trinity University, or like the what's that one, Jerry Falwell. Graduating from that is like with the highest honors is like. Still nowhere near as good as just flunking out of Harvard. And that's kind of the way TNA and WWE works. TNA, being the second biggest wrestling company, is a bit like being the second biggest search engine company after Google. It's like...
it doesn't really matter, yeah.
You are the second biggest video streaming chat website on the web after YouTube.
Daily
yeah. It's like being the generals to the fucking, Harlem Globetrotters. Who gives a fuck? After that,
I'm ending it.
Oh, good. See, look, Matt, when it's your channel, you want it to be concise and slightly, have some sort of slight, disciplined aspect to it. When it's my channel, you sit there for 4 hours stoned replying to stuff that we said 4 weeks ago.
It's probably because he wants to go eat or do something else because he's bored. That's literally the only reason why.
The drugs are making him...
I'm high. I have the munchies.
Matt, I don't normally recommend... I don't recommend coke. Cocaine addictions to anyone, but maybe you want to try that. It might help you.